On behalf of myself and everyone at Freedom Watch, we want to thank you for your strong support over the years. We need it. We need not just your prayers and your support in terms of joining our Justice League at freedomwatchusa.org, but your financial support. Because without that, we can't hire more lawyers, we can't file more cases, we can't pursue our citizens' grand juries, and we can't be successful on your behalf. So please go to freedomwatchusa.org and contribute to our cause and sign up for our Justice League to get our newsletter. You can also get my book, It Takes a Counter-Revolution, Wake Up America, which gives you a roadmap to how we reform the legal system and then hold rogue judges and others accountable for violations of their oath of office. It's time that we do that. And of course, I saw just today, it's interesting, the Democrats actually put me on their email list, that Kamala Harris sent out an email screaming they even arrested a judge. Well, how ironic, because if anyone should be arrested, and by the way, she's a lawyer, former Attorney General of California, former senator, it's she who should be arrested for having defrauded the American people into believing in 2020 that Joe Biden was capable of being president when she knew and had reason to know, along with Joe Biden, and his doctor, that he was mentally and physically gone, basically brain dead, notwithstanding his criminal actions in other respects. We have a lawsuit at Freedom Watch in Florida for that. I brought it as a Florida voter to make sure that Kamala Harris can never get on a ballot again for her fraud on the people of Florida and, frankly, the rest of the country. Go to freedomwatchusa.org and see that case. This is the kind of thing we do, hard-hitting cases. We just don't file Freedom of Information Act requests for documents. We bring hard-hitting cases. Over the last few days, the minority leader of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, and others, including Senator Cory Booker, both individuals who, frankly, are anti-white racists. There's no question about it. Everybody deserves to be equal in this country. There's no place for racism against blacks, whites, or anybody else. These people not only hate Trump, they hate whites, frankly. And it's really sad. And they called for violence. They called for violence in the streets in reaction to Trump's agenda. This is reminiscent of Black Lives Matter, which was also racist, and others like Antifa, who went into the streets years ago but were not held accountable for anything. Instead, January 6 peaceful protesters were called onto the carpet, persecuted, indicted, tried, convicted, and thank God that President Trump pardoned them in the end. But I also want to wage a word of caution to President Trump. You know, we love President Trump. What he's doing is great. He's making America great again. He's courageous. He doesn't worry about convention. He does what needs to be done. But he needs to move very cautiously with regard to the Islamic Republic of Iran, which even one of our best allies, Saudi Arabia, would like to see gone in terms of the regime, not the Iranian people, but the regime. It would appear that he's on a path to cut a deal with Iran. He says they're very close. They can't be very close because you can't allow Iran to maintain any kind of nuclear option, whether it's a civilian program or a military program. You also have to make it clear that you will not tolerate proxies being used in the Middle East or elsewhere, and including in this country. Many of them have run across the border of our southern aspect of our country, that Iran will be able to continue to do this. And you can't allow them to destabilize Ukraine and others. They're supplying drones to the Russians. They actually have a factory in Russia that is doing that. There can be no peace agreement with Iran. These people are like a cancer, if you want to call them people at all. They're vicious terrorists. As Trump put it, the regime, not the Iranian people, many of whom I've represented against this regime, are animals. They need to be destroyed now before it's too late. We've already waited too long. All these years, they're on the verge, within days, of assembling a nuclear weapon, and I believe they already have it. It is time for the United States, along with Israel and Saudi Arabia and others, the Gulf states, they don't want that Iranian regime to continue either, particularly with regard to its support of Hamas and what they caused in Gaza. It's time basically to obliterate them through military action before it's too late. They need to be excised like a cancer is excised. They need, there's an ironic aspect of this here, although I'm sure that we don't intend to drop nuclear weapons. Radiation treatment kills cancer. Well, they need treatment, and you cannot negotiate with them. So I caution President Trump not to make a deal, but as a senator from Pennsylvania said recently, a Democrat, they need to be destroyed now. In addition, I would say this as well. The left is somehow coming up with these polls that President Trump's popularity has dropped to 41%. That's actually quite high, as a matter of fact, given the actions he's taken. What he's done with tariffs, and I'm generally a free trader, are justified. Things are different today than they were many years ago when I practiced primarily international trade law. Things need to be dealt with quickly, swiftly, and the stock market will come back. We've already seen signs of that. So we have to give President Trump time, and he needs to be given accolades and support, particularly by Freedom Watch. This is why you need to support us at freedomwatchusa.org. We are his complementary Justice Department, in effect. But he's doing what he thinks right. And when he succeeds, and he will have his popularity shoot sky high. There is no other alternative. He's got 4 years to accomplish what he needs to accomplish. He's moving quickly. He's teeing things up for courts to consider. In fact, that's another issue, these corrupt judges. We have formed a Department of Judicial and Legal Accountability. We intend to work closely with Attorney General Pam Bondi, who I hope to meet with soon, and also with others in the administration to be a complement to the Trump Justice Department, to be a complement to DOJ, the government of legal efficiency, of government efficiency. This is very important, and it's why you need to go to freedomwatchusa.org and support our cause. Contribute with tax-deductible contributions. We need to get bigger. We need more lawyers. We need more paralegals. We need more office space. We need more resources to prosecute through our citizens' grand juries and trials, the guilty and the criminals, which the Justice Department of Trump cannot do. Only we can do it. We, the American people, have the right to peacefully and legally mete out justice ourselves, and we must do so. Because frankly, Pam Bondi at the Justice Department, as great a job as she's doing, as courageous as she is outgunned. She's already had to fire lawyers who have gone into court, leftists, Democrats, who have argued against President Trump. 95% or more of the Department of Justice, of which I'm an alumnus, are Democrat leftists. They want to harm her, and they want to harm Trump, and they want to harm you. Leftists know no bounds. As Marx said, the ends justify the means, and they will use any means necessary, including violence, to assert their total control over the American people. And now that they know they're losing, now that they know that the Democrat Party has been fractured and is on its back, now they're advocating, the leaders of the Democrat Party, violence against you and your loved ones. We have to defend you, not just in court, not just with citizens' grand juries, but I urge you to arm up peacefully and legally with your Second Amendment rights and get ready to defend yourself if anyone is coming for you, because you have a right to do so. Stand your ground. But don't be offensive. Don't start it. But if someone starts it with you and you're in fear of immediately bodily injury or death, you finish it before they destroy or kill you and your loved ones. That's my message for today. We cannot take the left for granted. It's not going away. It's like the Force in Star Wars. It's like a cancer that grows back that will harm us, if not kill us all. So go to freedomwatchusa.org and contribute to our cause and support us. Thank you. Thank your loved ones. Thank President Trump. Remember that God will only help us if we help ourselves. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. And also I'll be on Jason Goodman's Crowdsource the Truth. Look for that show. It's an excellent show every week. We will prevail, but we need your help to do so. God bless you.